And back with the 8:30 games. Mr. Wellbrock's Rumspringa. They're playing the Burning Bridges. Oh yeah, Rumspringa 5-2-1. The Burning Bridges 5-3. So two teams jockeying for position in the top half of the standings. Matt, tell us how the Rumspringa mindset coming into this game. Where are your heads at after that crushing defeat to JFK? Need to bounce back in a important game.
A very important game. You're looking at a team that's 5-3 on Burning Bridges and a Rumspringa team that's 5-2-1. Seeding is definitely going to matter in these last 2 weeks. And you want to get to that top part, so you got kind of a lower seed team, obviously, that you're going to play in the first round of the tournament. Couldn't get that win against Shake and Bake that I was alluding to earlier in the podcast. I don't know why I'm coming at you so much this week about that game. I think it's just because it got erased and we don't do the makeup. And I'm just like, yeah, we won't beat that ass. But
I say you weren't really coming this way last week before that.
That's just shows the confidence in my team. And the confidence is going to continue at the start of the 8:30 games. Burning Bridges has been kind of up and down. Which team is going to show up for Burning Bridges? I have a bunch of good friends on that team. Schmid, Phil, the guy that doesn't wear shoes that plays catcher, who I admire so much. I don't know his name. I won't consider him a good friend, but I do enjoy him.
Roy Gilbert?
Roy Gilbert, yes. And Mimi, who played on Rumspringa in seasons past, who's now on the Burning Bridges. But I see this being a very close game, as I say a lot of times with our teams. But I think Rumspringa is going to come in, have that swagger on the shoulder. A lot of people have been doubting us, saying that we're a team that just beats down on the lower teams. They can't really show up against the top tier. Well, we prove it here this week on the 8:30 spot. I got our team coming out, showing up, getting a win, going in because we got foul balls next week for a rain makeup. Really want to etch that top seed. Coming out firing, baby.
Joe Namath over here calling his shot, saying the Rumspringa's going to get a win.
I'm full of confidence, man. I'm very full of confidence. Ricky has that swag. I know you've read a couple emails that he sends out to the folks.
He gets me fired up.
I tell you what, I mean, I've been around some coaches, and I've coached myself, and I tell you, Rick gets us fired up for these games. He's going to do the same thing come Wednesday, man.
I don't know. I think Burning Bridges, you said they've been up and down, but they're definitely up. The last several weeks, I'd say 2 or 3 weeks, they've been hot. I think they're hitting their stride. They're starting to look like the team that, finished #1 last season. So I think they're going to be a tough. It's going to be a tall order for the Rumspringa. I think that I got to favor Burning Bridges. I'm sorry, man.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. I'm biased analyst.
4.5.
Whoa! There's a difference between unbiased analysts and just crapping on our team over here. You are wearing Rumspringa blue right now, and you're going to go ahead and take 4.5?
This is Pounder blue.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll pound your blue.
I'm going to choose to drop knowledge.
4.5.
Drop knowledge, man.
I don't mind if I do. You're not going to like it, though. The Burning Bridges scoring 3.88 a game. Rumspringa, these teams are statistically very, very close to one another. Rumspringa scoring 3.63 a game. Rumspringa gives up 2.5. The Burning Bridges give up just under that at 2.38. I'm not just going to blindly throw haymakers at my co-hosts like Mr. Wentworth over here. I value your feelings, Matt. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think I have to give the edge to the Burning Bridges. Wouldn't be surprised to see win.
No, it's not blind. It's based on so they are statistically similar. However, strength of schedule wise, Burning Bridges have accomplished the same statistics against a much stronger schedule than Rumspringa has. So to me, there's some inflation that should be involved here. So that's why I put the line high.
I understand.
Prove me wrong, though.
I will. It's gonna be a damn dogfight, and for those that want to stay for an 8:30 game, looking at this roster right here, this is the game to watch. If you're sticking by, man, come watch this game, and it's gonna be great.
And I'm umpiring this game, so I guess I have to toe a close line here. not pick one team by a huge margin. The Burning Bridges, I see like a 3-1 win over Rumspringa. Once again, prove us wrong, please, but I think a 2-run line.
So go.
Mitten the
Y'all
middle
go
with
3,
2.5, 3.5.
2.5 is fine.
2.5.
You heard it, Rick.
Prove me wrong. I don't mind being wrong. I mean,
It depends how Matt calls that strike zone, man, because I like to paint those edges. 1 foot apart, man. 1 foot apart.
My strike zone for you is different from my strike zone for everyone else. Keep that in mind. Let's move on.
So the 5 o'clockers in the second 8:30 game, we got the Clockers versus the Moose Knuckles. A team, two teams above 500. In the top half of the standings. What do you guys think about this game? What do you see?
5 o'clockers. They haven't lost a game on the field yet. They're still, they probably. I don't want to, I hate to qualify things that should have beaten JFK last week. You played the whole 5 innings though.
Yeah.
And, it was a tie.
That's why they play.
Yeah.
That's why they play.
But, heading into the 5th with that big lead, I got to say, they haven't blown out a lot of teams though.
Yeah.
So, I think Moose Knuckles, if they got their players, they can keep it tight. But I got to, for the sake of the line, 3.5 or 4 to 5 o'clockers. They don't, like I said, put up a ton of runs and blow people away, but they should win pretty easily.
5 o'clockers is another team that I have been kind of riding the wave later this season. I was really crapping on them weeks 1 through 3. I mean, just really laying down the poo. But I've learned my lesson. I'm going to stick with the 5 o'clockers. Moose Knuckles in their own defense, they had some people that were traveling around weeks past. They were facing some tough times, and they're going to face another tough time in this game. I think they're going to put up a good fight, but I don't see really the 5 o'clockers giving this game away. I got them by 2 runs.
Yeah, I agree with both you guys as far as Moose Knuckles is a team that's always about who shows up. They got some firefighters on there, so it's tough to, there's some inconsistency there with their attendance. And if they have their full team up here, I think it's going to be closer to your line where maybe even lower, 1.5 half run. But if they are missing some of those key people, then I think it'll be closer to your line. So I'll go 3.5.
All right.
Because who knows?
We'll go with your 3.5 line then. 3.5 runs to the 5 o'clockers over the Moose Knuckles. Wrapping up the 8:30 hour. Free balling versus the New Kickheads on the block. Once again, I think we have a lot of games this week where you're not going to really be surprised with our picks. New Kickheads on the block. Actually, neither team has won a game that has been played. Free balling, obviously, very difficult schedule. 3 ties, whole different story with that statistic.
A different style of team against New Kickheads, I would say, as well.
I think free balling's going to be pretty determined to get out there and rebound after their disappointing showing against JKI last week. So I see this as being one where free balling actually opens it up a little bit. New Kickheads, they've improved greatly as the season's gone on. However, this will be a tough one. I'll say free balling by 4.5.
Yeah, I like that. I was thinking 4.
I'll agree with that. No more set. 4.5. Free balling.
Yeah. Free balling.
Florida's gonna be pitching that thunder. Frank
some...
Council with a big boot in this game too. Frank Council, huge kick.
You're calling for a home run.
I'm calling for at least a triple.
It's a triple.
Say that.
All right, then we got one more game this week. It's the 9:30 matchup covering rain out from earlier in the year. It's the Moose Knuckles second half of doubleheader versus Battlestar. It's the second half of doubleheader, which makes sense because it's a makeup game. So I don't know why I said that. But this should be a good matchup there too. I see a close game with this one with 2 teams that have talent. Moose Knuckles have put it together a little bit more in getting some wins. Battlestar's had a tough schedule and they're just starting to put it together. So, they pulled out some games. I'll go with the Moose Knuckles by a little bit here, maybe a run.
Yeah, I agree completely with that.
Thank you.
100%. I don't even know what I can add to that. I think they're both, Moose Knuckles. We just spoke about them a second ago, so you know my thoughts there. Battlestar, I think they're starting to hit their stride. So I'll go pick them, actually. I think this will be a good game. Again, it's so hard. Moose Knuckles is the hardest team to actually handicap because of their inconsistencies with attendance. But
Yeah.
I'll go pick them.
Yeah, Moose Knuckles, I think 9:30 game. Somebody's got to show up for this game. And come on, it's 9:30. I mean, what else are you doing besides sleeping or watching Murder, She Wrote?
Or
So-
being Luckies, I guess.
Or being at Lucky's. Like, who's going to go to Lucky's while their team's playing? That's just crazy talk. But Battlestar, it's going to keep it close. George's going to get those people together. Got some good people on that team. But Moose Knuckles going to be too much to handle. I got them by a run or two.
All right, so our coming together on average, we'll just go a run to the Moose Knuckles
Sounds good.
over the Battlestar. Moose Knuckles by a run over Battlestar. That's all the games we have in Week 10. We've got a lightning round coming up next. We got some good questions to field
Some
from
great
you, the
questions.
viewers.
Yes.
So tune in for that one.